If you've been in land flipping for a while, you've probably asked yourself, should I be doing something different? Am I missing out on bigger opportunities? Or how do I know if it's time to pivot and evolve? The truth is, every successful land investor reaches a point where they need to shift strategies. But most people either wait too long or pivot too soon. Today, I'm breaking down how to recognize when it's time to pivot, the biggest opportunities in land flipping right now, and how top investors evolve their businesses over time. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to tell if your current strategy is still working, what opportunities you might be overlooking, and how to make small pivots without losing momentum. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Only Land Fans Launchpad series. I'm Kendall, and this is the podcast that shows you exactly how to flip land without ever buying it. If you've been flipping land for a while and you're wondering when to pivot, what new opportunities exist, and how to evolve your business over time, this episode is for you. Today, I'll break down when and how to shift strategies so you can keep growing without getting stuck. Let's dive in. There are 3 signs that it's time to pivot and where to focus next. First is your current strategy isn't producing the same results. One of the biggest reasons land investors get stuck is they keep running the same playbook, even when it's no longer working. So here are some signs when it's time to pivot. First, your response rate from sellers has dropped significantly. Second, you're spending more money on marketing, but getting fewer deals. And third, your exit strategy isn't producing the same level of profit. Now, here's a disclaimer. Just because this happens once doesn't mean that it's actually a trend. We will always want to base these off of trends. So if one of these 3 things is happening over several months, then it's a really clear indication that it might be time to pivot. So here's how to pivot correctly. First, analyze what's changed. Is it market conditions? Is it competition? Is it your execution? Second, tweak your pricing, marketing, or negotiation approach. And third, test a new strategy without abandoning what's still working. This I cannot say enough because I see so many people shifting to something completely new and leaving what's already been working, and they completely kill their pipeline that way. I'm guilty of that myself. So whenever you're testing new strategies, always make sure you're adding to something that's already working instead of just completely turning it off. So for example, you've been flipping low acreage rural lots, but suddenly realize that response rates have dropped. Instead of assuming the strategy is dead, you test targeting a different type of land. For example, infill lots or recreational land before making a full pivot. If you want help identifying whether it's time to pivot, join my free Facebook group at onlylandfansgroup.com, where I break down market trends and strategy shifts. Again, that's onlylandfansgroup.com. The second is you're leaving money on the table by overlooking bigger opportunities. One mistake I see land investors make is they get comfortable and stop looking for bigger opportunities. Some of the biggest opportunities in land flipping right now are infill lots, higher demand and faster sales, recreational land and hunting properties, because buyers are actively searching for these types of properties, and also properties that have messy title or some type of distress on the title side. Now here's how to pivot correctly. Look at what's selling the fastest in your market. Consider adjusting your acquisition criteria to target higher demand properties. And finally, find the buyers first, then adjust your acquisitions accordingly. So you build that buyers list, find out what their buy box is, and then go just find those properties. Or find the buyers first, then adjust your acquisitions accordingly. So you find those buyers, find out what their buy box is, what's their buying criteria, what type of properties are they looking for, and then go find those properties. Now you've got built-in buyers. So for example, let's say you've been flipping larger rural parcels, but you notice small infill lots in the same market are selling much faster. Instead of sticking with what you know, you can start testing infill lot flips with pre-qualified builders. In my Facebook group, I share case studies on different land strategies and what's working in today's market. So if you want to check that out, you can head over to onlylandfansgroup.com. Third, you're doing too much yourself and need to scale up. The final sign it's time to pivot is when you're drowning in tasks and slowing down your own growth. So a few signs that it's time to scale up are 1, you're spending too much time on admin work instead of actually closing deals. Second, your dispo process is messy and deals take too long to sell. And third, you feel like you're constantly behind instead of growing predictably. So here's how to pivot correctly. First, automate repeatable tasks so you're not manually tracking everything. Second, hire the right people when your system is in place. And then third, shift your focus from working in the business to working on the business. So for example, you're still personally marketing and selling every deal, but it's taking up too much time. Instead of slowing down your acquisitions, you bring on a dispo specialist to focus on selling so you can focus on getting more deals. If you're ready to pivot your land business strategically and take advantage of new opportunities, I hope this episode gave you a clear roadmap. And hey, if this episode helped you, do me a favor, subscribe to the show, leave a quick review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. All right, before I go, let me tell you what's coming next. You've got the strategies in place, you're making offers, and you're growing your land business. But how do you make sure every deal moves smoothly from start to finish? In the next episode, I'll break down how to remove bottlenecks in the contract and closing process, the biggest mistakes that slow down deal flow and how to fix them, and how to follow up the right way so no deal gets left behind. Because at the end of the day, a deal isn't a deal until it closes. If you want to start closing deals faster and more efficiently, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss it. See you next time. Until then, stay dirty.